Hey guys, what's up? Alright. It's Double Deuce back. So I come back with an update on the Skyline build with the FS L400 in it. So I got my hood pins on. I used the hood pins off of the back of the HCP 407 body mounts. And then I made grill mesh inside here to finish off the grill so I get some airflow through it. See that there? And I opened up the center too with some grate in there to get the radiator opened right up so it'd be nice and cool through there. So let's pop the hood. I haven't figured out the hinges yet or the front steering. I'm still working on that. I'm using the wheels and tires that came with the thing for now. Mine are still on their way, but you know, if I have to, I'll get the thing running with these. I don't know how long they're gonna last, but it is what it is. So I had this hinged on here, but I can take it off. Made myself a nice little prop rod on there, so you can kind of get an idea. It's a prop rod, and all it is just a piece of aluminum rod that I had taken and put some heat shrink tube on, which works really well. So put it on there, slide piece on there, and then I heated it up. Then I doubled that up with another one, so I made the aluminum rod nice and strong. So, and basically I had put everything together to kind of fit, make sure that all the mesh and all that stuff was not going to interfere with the headlights, and the hood pins was not going to interfere with the headlights, the hood prop, all that. I probably shouldn't have tore it all apart. I was going to paint it first, but then I remembered that when you're in the build like this, you tend to, it makes it harder to work on the body because you're afraid you're going to scratch it. This way here, hey, if I get some nicks and scratches on it, I can still take them out, you know, because there's still gouges in it from when I bought the thing, you know, of them hitting stuff with it. So, but the air ride's on the way, and I want to put the air ride in it so it'll come up and down, you know. And believe it or not, I got 4 T-Max shocks in the back now with no spacers on them, and they're the stock springs and stuff. But this thing's pretty heavy, so I may have to bump it up to a stiffer spring, or if the air ride, because it all depends on what the weight of the capo sixer is, because it'll hold the capo sixer up. But the capo sixer don't have the Toyan 4-cylinder in it either. So, but anyway, on the steering, I come up with an apparatus. I took 2 pieces of brake tubing, slid one inside the other, and it's nice and flush fit. And I'm just going to mount 2 tie rod ends on it that swing on the end, so it gives me my drop movement, and that way I don't have to worry about you know, the thing where they call that bump steering or whatever, you know. I'm going to take this hood right off, because I will eventually might have to open up the slots in the hood too. So, but like you say, you see everything sits in there nice and tightly, you know. And this is where I've gotten inside. Now after I do this video, I'm going to finish up my steering here. You see I already got a couple small tie rod ends on there from an old used RC car that I bought, and they're just the right size. So, and I'm going to put my steering apparatus right in here, and I'm going to run 2 servos on here to help move this thing back and forth instead of one giant one. And I'll just pigtail those together. So, but so far so good. Like I say, I've only got 1 shock in the front, and you can see it, you know, it does the job when there's no weight on it, but there's going to have to be some heavier airbags or springs in the front. So after I get done with this video, I'm going to put the electronics in it, and I ordered a radio for it. I don't have a radio unless I scab one off my other kits. I'm trying not to do that because it's it's a lot of work when you want to run the other ones. So, but anyways, I'm going to get it in there and get it running. I got to run my exhaust out the back here. This here, I ordered a couple of mufflers from Sterling Kit. They're the big can mufflers, kind of like the one that Steve from RC Tanks and Trucks put out of the back of his Sen F450 there. So, yeah, like I say, these everything's adjustable here, but the problem is when you turn, if you keep an eye on that wheel up there, this is what you run into when you're custom building stuff. Okay, you watch the angle of this tire up here when I push it down. You see how it turns inward, then it turns outward, because it's the angle of where this is mounted here. So I may have to change the angle of this back tie rod here that holds it in place. And I do have the Rovin hydraulic brakes that I want to put on it, but I'm going to wait until I get my tire and wheel package in. That way I know exactly, because I've already cut the control arms back enough to set the wheels inside. You see the fronts I had to really shorten up on the bottom, and because the back's wider on this, and my center here was wider to fit the engine in, so the bulkhead set out further, so the control arms had to be shorter. But those are all them things you run into. Now I do have some heavy black plastic. It's a sheet of black plastic somewhere. I haven't found it yet. I'm gonna just make a lower cover for this thing that'll actually meet up to this and my front diffuser too. And I haven't put any of that in there because I got to take it apart. But so far everything's all mocked up, all put back together quickly to make sure everything's going to work. And like I say, I'm just waiting now for the air ride, the tires, wheels, and the I bought the mounts, the hex mount, 17mm hex mounts for the Traxxas here, to put them on there, so I have a good sized nut in there and not a little tiny 4mm nut holding this on, because I think it's going to need a little bit more than that. So like I say, any questions, comments, hit me up. Say feel free. I see a lot of guys are out there going to build their own. I tried to, when I put this together, I tried to get it to the point where the wheels don't rub. In the back they need screwed in just a little bit at the top to kind of give them a little bit of an attitude, you know what I mean? So when you look at it, it has a nice rake to it, and I'm excited. I'm psyched. Everything seems to be coming together pretty well. And with my other order that I get from Sterling Kit, I do have the overflow for the radiator I'm going to put in over here in the inner wheel well. And trying to think what else I got coming from those guys. Oh, I did order another 4-cylinder, and I'm going to try to do an assembly video for everybody according to their instructions on there. And I got another radiator coming, and so it's we'll have another spare setup. So I might do a 4-wheel drive on the next one. I might do it. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I think it'd be pretty awesome to do a 4-wheel drive and then have a drifter car too. So, like I say, hope you guys are staying warm up here in New England. We're freezing our butts off up here. We got this polar vortex or whatever is hitting up here pretty hard. So, it's not fun. I'm inside. I had to come upstairs where it was warm because my studio downstairs is freezing cold, and I didn't want to, I didn't want to press the issue. So I'm healthy now. I don't want to get sick. So anyway, guys, you guys have a good one. I'm going to tear this thing back apart, keep on tinkering. You see everything fits well. Everything's going together good. The progress report, I hope I passed. And I'd like to see this thing ripping it up here as soon as I get the rest of my parts. So you guys have a good one now. Adios.